WWE Week in Review, episode 188. This is where we go over Raw and SmackDown in a setup style. Are you guys ready? Let me know by smashing a like on this video, and let's jump into Monday Night Raw. Opened up the show with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens came out talking about how he wants to get his hands on the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, and the only way of doing that is going inside of WarGames. But now he has some friends. He introduced the Brawling Brutes and Drew McIntyre. They all came out. They were talking crap about how they're going to take out the Bloodline at WarGames and how they're just ready for WarGames. I am too. I'm really excited for the show. It's going down tonight. It's going to be awesome. Expect a review on it. And then, of course, they get interrupted by the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day basically come out and talk about how they think that they're going to lose against the Bloodline in WarGames. And then it sort of ended up in an all-out brawl. They rushed the ring, and then they challenged the Brawling Brutes to a six-man tag team match. And then it happened. It was Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest going in a tag team match against Butch, Pete Dunne, Ridge Holland. Shout out to the person that gave me the idea to use a Brock Lesnar and put that hat on it. It looks amazing. And then also Sheamus. It was a pretty good tag team match, pretty enjoyable match. In the end, we saw the OC's music ended up hitting to distract, or not necessarily distract Dominic, but send Dominic back to the ring because he was hightailing. He was going to leave the arena. Dominic got sent back to the arena by Sheamus, and then Sheamus was able to hit the bro kick to pick up the victory for the Brawling Brutes. And then they all stood tall as they took out the Judgment Day once again because Finn Balor went in for a sneak attack. Then Stone Cold, I said Stone Cold. Then Kevin Owens did a Stone Cold Stunner to Finn Balor to reign supreme over the Judgment Day. It was really cool to finally see the Judgment Day get taken down. But yeah, I love this team. The Brutes, Drew and Sheamus, and Kevin Owens. I just love it. It's awesome. Jumping into our next match, it was supposed to be Johnny Gargano versus The Miz, but then Miz, like the coward he is, he's like, well, I thought I'd get a new opponent for you in Omas. So Omas came out with MVP, and then Omas faced Johnny Gargano instead of The Miz. I honestly would have preferred The Miz because it actually would have been more of a realistic matchup. But then Omas basically just dominated Johnny Gargano by hitting a massive chokeslam. When I say massive, I mean massive. A massive chokeslam on Gargano to pick up the victory. Nothing special happened here. Basically, Miz just screwing over Gargano because Gargano thought he had a match. Moving over here, Seth Rollins did have a little live interview via satellite, basically saying he's ready for the triple threat match at WarGames. So am I. Right after that, we did see Theory talk about how he's ready for Seth Rollins and how this is a new Theory. Jumped right into a match, and I'm loving the new Theory, by the way. More of a serious Theory, ready to win matches and win championships and get checks. Austin Theory went one-on-one with Mustafa Ali, and this was match of the night. This was a really enjoyable match. I really enjoyed it. It was back and forth action, high-flying action, just really enjoyable. Theory was able to win with the A-Town down in the end, and then Bobby Lashley called out Theory on the Titantron, and then Bobby Lashley came out, and then they started brawling, and then Theory kind of ran away from Lashley, sent freaking Ali into Lashley in the gorilla position, and then Ali got beat up again by Bobby Lashley. Or not, yeah, basically again by Bobby Lashley. Well, like, what the crap's going on? Ali just keeps getting taken down, but it was cool to see Theory pick up the victory over Mustafa Ali. I can't lie, it feels good to see Theory win a match. Jumping into another tag team match, it was Riddle and Elias going in a tag team match against the Alpha Academy. Finally, Riddle and Elias looking to get some redemption after the two singles matches that they've lost over the past couple weeks here to Gable and Otis. They got the redemption here in a tag team match. It was a pretty decent tag team match, kind of boring. Riddle was able to hit the floating bro to Chad Gable in the end to pick up the victory. Nothing really that special happened. I just want Randy Orton back, basically. Where's Orton, dog? I know he's got a back injury or supposedly something like that, but oh man, I just miss Orton, bro. Anyways, Drew McIntyre went at one-on-one with Baron Corbin after little poker interaction backstage. A cheap shot from Drew led to this match. It was one-on-one. I thought for sure they were going to give another win to Corbin, keep his undefeated streak going, but then we saw Akira Tozawa on top of the announce table in his regular Akira gear from like 205 Live that he used to wear, very similar to this, just white. I was like, oh my god, that's Akira Tozawa. Fresh new look, no more ninja garbage look. He stole JBL's hat, distracted Corbin in order for Drew McIntyre to hit the Claymore on Baron Corbin. But it looked like Corbin was going to get the best of Drew if it wasn't for Akira Tozawa distracting JBL. Which, I mean, Corbin, I still think looks good coming out of this. But as far as the match itself, I can't lie. it was kind of boring. The OC also got beat up backstage. Nothing really crazy happened there. It just ended up with an all-out brawl between the OC and the Judgment Day to continue that rivalry. Nothing crazy happened there. And then, of course, we jumped to our main event. It was Asuka, who we got to prop back up there on top of the steel post. I had to take her down so we could see the Brawling Brutes team with Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre. But anyways, it was Asuka going one-on-one with Rhea Ripley in an advantage match. So basically, whoever wins gets an advantage for their team at WarGames, and I think it has to do with like some sort of the entries. Somebody gets an advantage with like their entry, like this person enters first for their team. But anyways, match was very boring. I don't think this should have been the main event. I literally nearly fell asleep. Rhea Ripley was able to hit the Riptide over Asuka and pick up the victory and gain the advantage at WarGames, and then it ended up in an all-out brawl between the two teams, giving us a little taste of what we're going to be seeing at WarGames between Bianca Belair's team and Bayley's team, basically. Who's going to be the fifth member of Bianca Belair's team, though? I think it could possibly be Liv Morgan. I could definitely see it being Liv. Just another face that's sort of floating around that could jump on that team pretty easily. But as far as Monday Night Raw goes in a whole, guys, it was kind of a boring show. You know, nothing really crazy happened. It started with a bang, seeing the men's war game. Like seeing the Brutes and Drew and Kevin Owens. I love seeing them on the screen. But as far as everything else goes, I mean, Theory's pretty cool too, but this show is just boring, man. And for that, I'm going to give it a solid 2 out of 5. Like I said, I thought it was a boring show. You guys can let me know what you guys thought down in the comments down below. And without further ado, we're going to jump into SmackDown. Continuing the week in review with SmackDown, jumping right in. Becky Lynch is back. And you guys know my history with Becky Lynch. I'm on and off. I like her sometimes. I don't like her other times. But they opened up with the faces of WarGames, we'll say. Bianca Belair's team with Asuka, Mia Yim, and Alexa Bliss. And they interrupted Bayley and her little gig and her team. And they're like, yeah, we found our fifth member. And Becky Lynch's music hits. I'm like, let's freaking go. So Becky Lynch is back. Going to be the fifth member to Bianca Belair's team at the Women's WarGames match. I cannot wait. It's going to be very exciting. They came out basically, and Becky Lynch just punched Bayley right in the face, ended up in an all-out brawl, and then Bianca Belair's team was on top going into WarGames, which might not really look good for them because normally the person that gets the last laugh does not win at the pay-per-view, but we'll see. They had a little interaction with Rhea as well, and I'm excited for WarGames. This show in general, it's got me excited for WarGames, you know what I'm saying? I'm just excited. That was awesome to open up the show. Moving over here is Santos Escobar going up against Pete Dunne or Butch in a one-on-one match in the World Cup tournament for the Best in the World Cup that Shane McMahon once held, which was horrible, by the way. Anyways, Santos Escobar was actually able to pick up the victory over Butch because there was a brawl backstage between the Bloodline and like Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, and all of them, the WarGames teams that are going to be fighting. So Butch got distracted. Santos Escobar was able to, take advantage of the distraction and pin Butch 1, 2, 3. Nothing crazy, in my opinion, happened there. It was okay. Moving over here, Bray Wyatt came out and he claimed that he did not attack LA Knight. So if he didn't attack LA Knight, who attacked LA Knight? You know, if it wasn't him, was it an alternate person? Or was it a different person? Or was it a different character that Bray Wyatt plays? But then later in the show, LA Knight got attacked again. After he already was injured last week in the parking lot, he was attacked backstage. And was it Bray Wyatt or is it somebody else? Is Bray telling the truth or is he lying? We'll have to wait and see. I don't know 100%. Moving over here is the Viking Raiders going in a tag team matchup against Hit Row. And I guess Hit Row is sort of playing jobbers right now. They're not really doing much. So they took the L to the upcoming Viking Raiders here with Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan looks freaking wild, by the way. If they make an action figure of her, it would literally be insane. Like, she's got like those like antlers on her head and she's got the black face paint on her forehead. It's wild looking, bro. But yeah, the Viking Raiders were able to pick up the victory, obviously, and they took out Hit Row. Nothing crazy, though, but it does add a W to their record. Moving over here is Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi Blackheart getting ready to face Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, but before they could even make it out to the ring, they got attacked. They focused on the arm of Raquel Rodriguez going into their tag team match up against Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. This match was okay. Nothing special. It's kind of short. In the end, Ronda Rousey was able to hit the armbar, locking the armbar on Raquel Rodriguez, and then Raquel Rodriguez sort of tapped right away because they attacked him backstage before the match. I mean, that's going to instantly get you an advantage. And then, yeah, basically softening up Shotzi going into the match at WarGames, thinking maybe doubting herself. I don't know, man. We'll have to wait till WarGames. And by the way, WarGames, there is a prediction video on the channel, and I will also be doing a full review of the show. So stay tuned for it. Turn on notifications. It's going to be a banger. Moving over here. It was another World Cup tournament match between Braun Strowman and Ricochet, and I thought for sure, I'm like, okay, Braun Strowman, easy W, no way. Ricochet picks up the victory. Ricochet's going to job to Braun here, but then I'm like, I forgot that Braun planted the seeds for a rivalry between him and Gunther. Gunther comes out mid-match, and he starts distracting Braun with Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser, and it helps Ricochet hit a backslide on Braun, and Braun loses. Ricochet wins. Ricochet gets out of there. Braun gets attacked by the Imperium, and then Ricochet, hesitant, but he comes back down the ramp to help out Braun after he just beat Braun. So he's stepping into enemy territory a little bit because he just beat Braun Strowman. But yeah, they fight off Imperium, and then Braun Strowman shows a little respect to Ricochet, holds up his hand, pulls him out of the corner, picks him up. So I thought this was pretty cool. Cool to see Braun getting along with Ricochet instead of just being a freaking mindless monster. It's pretty cool seeing Braun like showing some respect to Ricochet, and I can't wait for Braun versus Gunther. I'm really excited for that. And then moving to our main event, of course, it was Drew McIntyre and Sheamus going 2-on-2 tag team match against the Usos. The winner gains an advantage at WarGames. This was a solid match. Controversy in the end between Sami and Jay, of course. Sami tried cheating for the Usos with the championship, and then Kevin Owens stopped him, and then Sami Zayn got kicked out after Kevin Owens pushed Sami Zayn in the ring. But then as the referee was kicking out Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens stunnered Jay Uso, who got bro kicked by Sheamus, gaining the victory for Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. So they have the advantage going in for the men's WarGames match at WarGames Survivor Series, of course. And I love the controversy, but continuing between Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. They also had a little backstage segment with Kevin Owens. Hey, did you talk to anyone? And he's like, no. And then he talked to Jay. I loved that. And Sami and Jay, they're just doing an amazing job with this. Even Kevin Owens, everybody in this freaking Bloodline storyline with Zayn are just kicking absolute butt. But yeah, guys, that was SmackDown in a whole. Solid show. I did pleasantly enjoy it. It was fun to just sit down and just watch the show and just enjoy it. It was a great show. In the end, I'm going to give the show a solid 3 out of 5. Once again, stay tuned for the WarGames review video. It's going to be dropping very, very soon. Turn on notifications. Subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bretto Live and Becky Lynch. Ouch. She's going to be the thumbnail, isn't she? Yeah, she is.